And first of all, show today. This is gonna sound like a crazy way to open up the show. There is no topic today, Ryan. We are the topics. We do whatever we want to do. It's our show. You want to do whatever you want to do. Your show. We're gonna get into some things. Obviously, we're not just gonna sit here and chat. But I don't know if everyone remembers. If anyone was here long enough to remember this, but a while back, I smashed a smoke detector on camera because someone commented that they could hear the smoke detector. They kept telling me to change the batteries, which, first of all, for people who've never had a smoke detector before, they do beep occasionally to let you know they work.
I forgot you did that, dude.
But someone complained. They said change the batteries on your smoke detector. It's all I can hear. So, like, the next episode, just so everyone knows, we read comments, we read chats, we do everything. I took the smoke detector off the wall and I smashed it on air. I destroyed it like pieces. And then I threw it at the camera. Because I aim to please, Ryan. I'm a pleaser if you know what I mean. And we got a comment yesterday or this morning, I don't know, but I like I said, I read them all, and I sent a screenshot to Ryan, and here's the thing. I won't even preface it. I'll just explain it after. It said that basically that they don't appreciate sometimes the language that is used on the show. Sometimes it's very adult language, and that perhaps using such adult language could make you sound less intelligent. And me and Ryan talked about this off air, obviously, and I in the reply, in a typical me way, swore in the reply. But I kind of was thinking about it. I'm never going to self-censor, right? I am who I am. Ryan is who he is, and we are who we are, and that's part of our gift, I suppose. But I was thinking about it, and I thought, he's probably not entirely wrong, right? Let's be honest. He's not entirely wrong. We could come on here. Ryan's done the sociopath before, sociopath impression, right? Where he came on and he was very calm and quiet.
Just talk like this, and everybody, neuro-linguistic programming, just the globalist slaves. You're just a slave.
The global governments are going to take us all over, Ryan. Put on the VR headset.
Just climb in the pod and kill your parents.
Because
it's okay. You don't need them. We'll make you new parents.
Someone would say that Ryan may or may not sometimes get a little excitable on the show as well. Again, we are who we are.
Oh, I got too excited. I got that. Was that from that yesterday?
No. That was what led to the sociopath thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ryan came on the show, and for a whole episode, he talked like this, and he was very calm, cool, and collected. And I'm sure he sounded very, very calm and certainly very intelligent because he wasn't swearing. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm never gonna change who I am, and Ryan's not really gonna change who they are. Not that we'll
them.
Not that we won't change because we find it necessary to change ourselves. Like, we'll stumble upon that and we'll become different over time, just like everybody does. We'll grow and learn. But I'm not specifically going to change because one person who I don't know says that we should. I will say I do tend to try to some extent. I guess I would say I don't go out of my way to swear, but sometimes it happens because, like we said on the show, we talk about really pretty insane things. If you really think about it, we're talking about some really crazy stuff. Global governments, global slaves.
Robot takeover of humanity.
Just yesterday we talked about foreign
poisoning
governments.
About your food and water.
Yeah, just yesterday we talked about foreign governments who are gonna assassinate an American citizen who they're already trying to sue, right? The Charlie Kirk assassination, which was just that's a political assassination, let's be honest. But somehow 2 months later, 2 months later, somehow it's crazy that a political assassination could exist. So, like, let's be honest, we talk about really serious stuff on the show, and I wouldn't mind coming on here and doing like a I'd love to just talk sports once in a while. That'd be cool. I like sports, I like racing. I'd talk car. Dude, I could do a car show. I could go 10 hours solid on my own just talking about cars because that's my thing, right?
Mhm.
And we do this because this is important. Now, I might like cars more than this, but this is important. This matters. This is like for the longest time, Ryan. How long did you hear people come on? Either tell you like, oh, well, I don't really vote because it doesn't matter. It's just, oh, who cares? Oh, it's just, yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, that guy, but the taxes are lower for this guy. It's like, dude, I'm not coming on here and talking about taxes. If everyone wants to know where I stand, I think taxes should be abolished. Okay, if you want to know where I stand on basic stuff, I'd be happy to answer questions. But like, I'm not coming on here to talk about tax policy or who I think should be in charge of the education system. This is like really minor stuff that, quite frankly, I'm not interested in talking about. I want to talk about the very serious things, dude. We're talking about people having their rights taken from them, which is bad enough, and now we're talking about people having their lives taken from them. And I don't know at what point swearing is appropriate. But it's like it's almost like crying, right? Like, I know Ryan's come on the show and said, like, he likes to have a good cry here and stuff, and it makes him feel
Good
better and
cry.
all that. And that's fine.
Good
That's
cry
cool.
is a good thing.
That's
Yes.
super cool. I personally don't operate in that way. I'm not saying it's like one way is better than the other. I'm not that way. But dude, I'll tell you what, man. Like, if you ever see me cry, I got to tell you this. There's a problem. It's bad. Dude, it's bad. If I'm crying, it's bad. Things are hitting the fan. Things, Ryan, not anything else. It's not good. And like I said, I'm not here to debate on what's healthier. If it's healthy to cry all the time, it probably is. I'm just telling you who I am as a person. Probably the last time I legitimately just bawled was when my grandpa was dying in the hospital. And we talk about like when is swearing appropriate and when is crying appropriate and all these things. I guess the real answer is whenever you feel, but like, dude, if I can't swear because my dying grandpa, we're not allowed to go see him because of COVID because the government says so, and I can't swear about that, dude, I don't know when you could ever swear. Like, when is it appropriate to be so mad at at someone or something, or the government, a person, whatever, that like I'm gonna say whatever I think is necessary. And if you don't think it's intelligent, then I guess you don't think it's intelligent. But like, man, we're talking about crazy stuff here. Like, people are becoming global slaves. There's assassination attempts against people's lives. We've been taken off the internet just because we had wrong think, Ryan. The thought police literally talk, dude. I told everyone
They
this
said I was
yesterday.
interfering in a foreign election.
Interfering in foreign elections. Us.
That is a legit. I told the guy I work with about it, and he laughed at me. He's like, "What?" I was like, "I have the screenshot if you really want to see it, dude."
Do
He
you
just
still have
laughed.
that?
He's like, "Oh yeah, I still have it." I'm so proud of it. I had somebody make fun of me. I was like, "Dude, I don't think you realize, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The idea is that that's what YouTube said. Like, that's the issue. Should I wait to go to prison before I say fuck? That's what you're asking me. You want me to, if you want intelligent, look, I never claim to be intelligent. I appreciate the viewer. I never claim to be intelligent, nor do I care what people think about me. And quite honestly, if you live the way I lived growing up and all blah, 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 if you came what I came from, you'd say fuck a lot more too. I have had enough. I've gone to the rallies. I've gone and protested. I went and voted. My not swearing was voting. Not swearing was going to Andrew Cuomo's office and leaving grain of seed on his desk because he said I destroyed a lawn in the fucking downpour when there was horses walking there. Oh, calm down, right? Calm down for what? Slavery? Slavery! Fucking slavery! I just went at Tops. They have a Zamboni That's a robot. I want to tip the thing over. But calm down, Ryan. It's not that big of a deal. They're fucking replacing me. I'm mad about it. You should be. Dude, you not swearing shows how fucking retarded you are. They're replacing people in real time. I got a $200 inflation check from the government today. Paid me to stay home.
You got an inflation check?
Yeah, I did.
Sick.
Calm down, Ryan. I've been saying that for 10 years, mocking the people that mocked me for being mad about you're poisoning my body. You're retarding my children. You're defunding and destroying what it means to be educated. You said a nurse isn't a profession. Everything's a profession. Well, I gotta wait? What? Dude, you want go listen to Jordan Peterson. Go! I don't care. I don't care. Go! Go to fucking college if you want intelligence. I'm telling you to hang these people because they're trying to replace me. It bothers me. I watched Al Jones for years lose his mind and not say fuck. Saying fuck is the last message of fucking freedom I got. You gonna take that from me? Because what? I want to see. I don't care if I sound intelligent. I'm gonna punch you all in the face. Everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson, they're punching you in the face. We played Orwell yesterday. You want me to relax, right? Strut your cortisol, Ryan. You just dope me up on dopamine, right? Literally brainwash you. I'm more upset about you being poisoned, brainwashed, turned into a slave, your freedom, liberty, your family's going to get murdered in front of you. I'm more upset about it than you are. You tell me that, you'd be taking this more intelligent. You just read a fucking history book if you want intelligence. I'm mad. Dave and I, every day now, it was every week. I got on here every week and I try to plead my case. Be like, dude, they're trying to turn you into a slave. Dude, COVID happened. They told you can't leave your fucking house without a piece of paper. It was like a napkin. Yeah, it's not intelligent. Humor is the highest form of intelligence, dickbag. You know that? I can make jokes. You want stand-up hour? It bothers me. It literally bothers me. Like, bothers me. I have less freedom at 34 years old than I did at 3 months old. They murder children at Planned Parenthood. Murder them! Let's calm down, Ryan. Everything's fine. It's okay to be replaced. It's completely fine to have the entirety of humanity replaced by robots that Bill Gates is going to be a part of. You think that guy's going to give up his body? They want to be gods. What is wrong with you? They wrote books about it. Go read them if you want the intelligentsia. I tried. I tried to talk to business.
I have to interrupt. This is very important. Get a Rope wants to know what kind of horses they were.
What horses?
At Albany.
Oh, dude, they were Clydesdales. They had the fucking.
No way.
Yeah, they were. Look up what the New York State Police mounted cavalry unit walks around with.
Mandy said it was probably a bot talking shit. I don't think so.
Even if it is a bot, this is the problem. Fuck the bots. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck you, bot. Intelligence. It's all bots. That internet's real. You watch memes and then you talk about memes and your coworkers. Ha 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 ha. I had the dead internet theory on the air. Real life is dead. When we were kids, we went outside and breathed unpoisoned air. Dude, there's forever chemicals in Antarctica.
Large calm horses like the Morgan Thoroughbred and standard bred breeds, often with some draft horse in their lineage.
The horse was its head was over 6 feet tall. This is a massive animal.
Well, the horses are measured in hands, Ryan, not feet. Typically between 15.3 and 16.2 hands tall.
There's David. There you go.
Horses with hands. That's crazy.
These hands on these horses, dude.
Everything else we measure in feet in America, but horses. We're like, how about hands? Like, what? Fuck? Why? Why not feet? Just tell me it's 8 foot tall. Like, I know what that means.
I heard a thing that we don't know where the mile came from, but the measurement is the frequency of like 9. So like a numerics thing.
Dude, that's got to be what the hell was what was that? What was that actor's name that was on Rogan talking about like all the shapes and stuff?
Yeah, Terrence Howard.
Was that him? The mile frequency? Because he was talking about frequencies and all types of stuff.
No, it was a different guy. Sean Ryan had him on. I've seen the guy before. He's old and bearded, big beard. But he was talking about how like these frequencies, they all add up the numbers and it's all numerology. Like hertz and 532 hertz is 5 plus 3 plus 2, and then this and that. It's all harmonics.
Right. I kind of, like I said, I kind of wanted to just.
Dude, if I wanted to be intelligent, I would go to college. But, I'd be sitting in class, like, teacher, you're a fucking idiot. They left me behind. No child left behind. They left me behind because I was too disruptive. I tried talking to my sister, who's an educator now, about, she told me that there's a kid in her class that's a disruption, which I understand you don't want disruptions. Fine. But she said that every time he says something, she always has something back to say to him. I was like, Marissa, like, how about you let the kid, like, be seen? Like, if you really want to help, look, I know teachers don't have the time. It's like, that's fine. But don't say that you're an educator to help children when the children that need the most help you forget about. And then they got to go work construction and they bump into me and they're like, I've never had a dad before. I'd be like, I can tell because I'm going to punch you in the face.
I can't say too much, but the profession Eve is in is dealing basically with children who are troublesome, let's say, in schools. And man, I got to tell you, like every time, all I think is like, because she'll always talk about the history, and it's always like, man, fatherless household, or the dad's in jail, or all this crazy shit, and it's like, dude, no kidding, like, duh, do these. And sometimes people are just born with a certain way, and it has nothing to do with their family. But dude, I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, that kid had a shit childhood. Like, let's make it better.
Did you hear about the elephants, David? Did you hear about the elephants?
What about that?
I'm gonna butcher this. I don't know what podcast I heard this on. It might have been Rogan. It might have been something. Might have even been a Tucker Carlson conversation. They they had these elephants. They had to move them off like a reservation, and they were going to do something with the land, so they had to move the elephants. So they took the mother and the children.
And they left the dads?
They left the fathers because they just thought the mother elephants were more important. Maybe you can pull this up in the background. I don't know how you would look this up. But what ended up happening was the young elephants started killing everything and just destroying shit. And they ended up having to move the father. They ended up realizing that, like, well, when we separated them from the fathers, it started because these elephants didn't do this before. And they put the male elephants back in there. The male elephants channel the rage. It keeps the only thing that beats fire is fire. Iron sharpens iron.
Diamonds cut diamonds.
This kid goes to school. These kids go to school. Yes, they're not getting attention. Yes, they're from fatherless homes. I'm not telling my sister or educators to go be this dude's dad. But what I am telling you is, in my experience, I've probably had it happen 50 times in my life, literally with 50 different people, that we start talking. We start talking about life. We start talking about girls. We start talking about moving out. We start talking real life conversations that they should be having with their father. Even the people with dads. And it's like, dude, And they're like, I look at you like an older brother, like a father. Now, some of them didn't have an older brother. I don't mind doing this, but the issue is I don't go to work. Look, I could be your coworker, I could be your brother, I could be your father, I could be your uncle, I could be all those things, but I can only do one at a time. Like I can't come to work, be a good coworker and somebody's dad and somebody's role model and somebody's father figure. And I can only do one. Like I'm not here to be your dad. But when I'm at work, I feel obligated to help men because I know if men don't get the help, they will burn the world down. And it's always women. You know, that's the funny thing. I love women. Just stop. Stop trying to act like you know how to take care of men. Because it's just obvious most women don't. And this could be a fatherless issue. This could be a broken home. I'm a product of it.
But does that come from just human nature though? Because like we talk about this all the time. Women tend to be
Women are
empathetic,
trying to fill a
nurturing.
void. I don't blame them. They're trying. How many women have you heard? I have to teach my son how to be a dad, or be a man.
Well, the very next question is why?
Well, because they
'Cause
don't
she
have a dad.
because she picked a shit dad, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest. That's what it's gonna be.
Well, she
But
opened
like,
her
no,
legs and got
I think
pregnant sometimes.
I
But
think I think
yes,
women
you
do
picked wrong.
without even thinking about it though. I think they do that naturally. Just like I said, they're just by nature empathetic, nurturing. Like they want to just take care of people. That's like
But they're
that's their blessing though.
it is their blessing. And the problem is the eatable mother, you will devour your own children. Because when you keep your kids and you shelter that only not only I don't want to speak in absolutes because fucking women get caught, especially women get caught up in the fucking well, not all women. I remember telling somebody that like the average man is stronger than the average woman. Not all women. Be like, no shit. I said the average bitch, the fucking middle. Take a fat bitch and a fat dude. The guy's stronger. Jesus Christ. We spend more time. You sound intelligent. We spend more time on minutia than the fucking the actual enchilada. Like, who you playing? I've gotten into arguments with women. I worked with her. She's like, I gotta teach my son how to be a man. I was like, it's physically impossible because you're a girl.
Well, it's the same. It's the same way I wouldn't be able to teach like.
Yes, but no, I've never met a man, never in my life. A single day I was like, I gotta teach my daughter how to be a girl. Never, not never. I will never think I know what it's like to be a girl. How the fuck can I raise my daughter as a woman? I don't know.
The only thing
I
you
have
can
to
do is
surround
teach
her
her.
with healthy women. I understand as a man that I need a woman that I want my daughter to be like. And then I need to partner them up and hopefully they like each other. I've never met a man. It's like, I'm
Well,
going to teach her how to be
and
a
the only
woman,
other thing you can do is teach your daughter like what kind of man to look for.
how
But you
to
can't
treat
teach
a
her how to
man.
be a woman. Yeah, you can't.
But kids learn more by watch, right? Actions speak louder than words. So if I want my daughter to treat a man right and find a good man, I need to treat her right and be a good man. But this goes back without saying. Once again, how can a girl teach a boy how to be a boy? You have no idea what it's like. Dude, I'm always horny. Women are only horny when they ovulate. I'm not talking like, oh yeah, I want to have sex. No, I mean like, like wake up with your dick hard every day in a month. That's not your girls aren't waking up already. It just doesn't. It's fucking biology. And then you're acting like we're the same thing, which is fine, but we're not. And I know this is a minutia of people. I live in a blue state and the fucking trannies. I don't care. That's why I'm ready to just punch people. Like, I'm tired of it. I've watched the world go like this in my life. I'm 34. There was no chemtrails when I was a kid. None. We didn't drink bottled water. It didn't even exist.
Hose water, solid.
I came home when it got dark out. Now, granted, there was child abduction. The world's safer now than ever.
Is it?
That's what they say. I'm just trusting the intelligent people on that one, David.
Well, I think that's what leads you. But that's what leads you down the path of
It's
I don't
only
know.
women
That's
thinking that they can replace men. The men that become women are fucking mentally ill. That's fine. We can all agree on that one. But it's only women thinking that they can fill the void of men. It doesn't even happen in biology or sociology. It doesn't even happen with fucking elephants. Like, this is crazy too. The ego of man. It's just the ego of man thinking you can replace something that you're not. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, I drive my car and it kills the earth. How much power do you think humans really have on this fucking planet? It's not, you're not outbeating God. You're not outbeating Mother Nature. Like, it's just not going to happen. But yes, it's only women trying to think that they're in a position to be able to replace men. I've never heard men in mass. And you know what? Honestly, some of the best men I ever met were single fathers with daughters. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? It wasn't until I got to college. I grew up in a place that women, separated from their husbands and kept the kids, and you only seen your dad 2 or 3, maybe 5 times a month. I saw my dad like 5 times a month growing up after the separation. 5 times a month. I spent every other weekend there, maybe. And then when I got a certain age, I was out with my boys. So I wasn't even there. And then one day during the week, New York State thought that was enough. But they didn't give a fuck either. They didn't give a fuck either. You guys left me behind. You think I worry about being intelligent? I am intelligent. I don't need to prove it. I build the world you walk on. You can't do that if you're stupid. Like, the concepts I talk about and extrude on the program, I can fucking talk all super analytical and remember all the terms in the textbook, but no. It's real shit. Like, there needs to be real life consequences for what we're doing here. And when you keep replacing people with robots, there will be a day I burn the robots at Tops. I will drag the thing outside and blow it up in the parking lot. Just take me to court. I want a jury trial. And I'm not going to sit there and have my objection in the court. Kill me. You're going to have to kill me. Put me in solitary confinement. I don't care. Somebody's got to hang on the cross. I heard the other day, David, that Jesus called a woman a bitch in the Bible. Called her a dog. Very Christ-like, right? That guy was pissed. He said, sell your clothes and buy a sword. Pissed. That's what our culture is based on. It's a kid that did nothing wrong and then died for all of us. And he had enough of it. I had enough of you sinners. I'll die for your sins. That's what our culture is based on. The Roman culture was based on 2 boys being raised by wolves that killed each other. Romus and Romulus.
There's no room for political violence, right?
Violence is the only thing that gets anything done when you think about it.
I don't think people understand human nature. Dude, human nature is rooted in violence. Can we just
to the universe? It takes fucking shit slamming together at billions of miles an hour to make a fucking planet. The Earth is an explosion that never ends. It's nuclear fission. It's splitting atoms and exploding them. I forgot I'm not intelligent. The thing's a fucking nuke. There's nothing in the world that's peaceful.
What was that number we came up with? How many nukes it would take to like blow up the Earth? It was like some fucking, oh my god, dude, it was like 1 billion nukes. Like, it's the craziest number.
Like, we're gonna blow up the entire planet. Like, you might wipe life off, but not destroy it.
Chat says, I think they train girls in school that they can do anything a man can do, so they get more people working and paying taxes.
Yes, they fucking
the entire feminist movement.
Dave, type it in right now and pull up the fucking article. A bank did a study. It's called The Rise of the She Economy. They said by 2045, most women will be childless and single. You're just going to buy.
Stanley.
Yeah, dogs have replaced your kids. Enjoy your golden retrievers. That thing's not going to take care of you when you're dying alone, bitch. I'm not calling the viewer a bitch, but people that think like this, like, I'll just get a dog. Dude, they spent millions of dollars on this. This is a bank. A bank. Or should I calm down because banks are ruining families for money?
Media
Don't
and
fucking
social
swear. We
focus
should
on
burn a
gender
goddamn banks to the
diversity.
ground.
The male-female wage gap, which has been debunked a billion times in the workplace, has rightly been a topic in 2019. Progress on gender equality, the male-female wage gap, and the woman's role in the workplace has rightly been focused,
It's been
particularly in the
proven
positive linkage
women's
between gender
personality
diversity and
and their
economics.
empathy, they will vote for communism every fucking time. You don't get freedom with women because they want to share everything because they're the weaker sex. They want to make sure everybody's fine. And I'm not even faulting them, but it's the eatable mother and a political ruling class with bankers. It's not good.
Singles outspent average U.S. households on a per-person
Yes.
adjusted basis.
Nuclear family is the cheapest, most efficient unit ever created. They spend the least amount of money. They have the most amount of wealth. They buy less things, and it's mostly because they don't got to buy 2 toasters, extra shoes. Like, literally think about it. If you and your wife, me and my daughter's mother, we live separate. So for my daughter to go from one place to another, I have to have all my own clothes, all my own shoes, all my own this. I have to buy. She gets 2 dressers, 2 beds, 2 cars. We have 2 cars. We have 2 apartments,
Christmases.
2 Christmases, 2 birthdays. Like, it's just greed. It's literal greed, which is a fucking deadly sin, but we don't read, that religion's not important because it's grounded in the invisible God. Metaphysics is real, though, right? Not invisible. It makes it worse that that's a bot. It makes it worse. Just so you know, it makes it worse. There ain't an honest person I ever met that doesn't say fuck every other word. Now, I know this is my experience. I'm fine with that. But I love my favorite thing to do, David. My favorite thing to do. I just was at a birthday party this past weekend with all the other mothers. I was the only man there. Only man there. All the other mothers. There's a pretty cute one, too. But so her and I were kind of talking. But my favorite thing to do, and I don't do it intentionally. It's not like I'm out here swearing at my kid on purpose. But like, I told her calm down like 4 or 5 times. She's all excited. I know you're excited. That's fine. I was like, hey man, just like simmer down. Like we're at the mall too. There's a lot of people. Build a Bear, pretty dope birthday party. And I had a coffee, and she came. It's like, and she almost spilt it on me. I was like, yo, like fucking relax, man. You're pissing me off. In front of the moms, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Judge me. Judge me. Judge me. Call CPS too. I don't give a fuck. Care. Take my kid away? Okay. Okay. I'll let that one happen in broad daylight, you crazy motherfuckers. But it's not like I'm out here being nefarious and bullying her or something. But like, once again, there comes a point like, dude, enough. Enough. Like, just stop it. I'm not dealing with it. I gave you 5 or 6 times. When's enough enough? Now, there is psychological things I have read this about, like, how come you got to tell your kids 5 things and then they don't listen till you scream? It's because you basically train them to only do the thing when you. I've gone through the psychology of it. It's fine. My daughter's gotten better as she's gotten older. But there's not plenty of times, but there's instances that I'm like, dude, cut the shit. Like, just stop. Like, this doesn't have to be this way. I say all that to say this. My favorite thing is when you're in a conversation, when you meet new people, everybody tries to be the best version of themselves. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to say fuck in public in front of a bunch of kids. I don't care. I'm not doing it nefarious. I'm not being a trash bag. But just like in your normal conversation, like, yeah, I was like, whatever. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, the point in saying that is when you reveal that little bit, you allow people to be flawed. Because humans are not perfect. This is the mask melting, the Carl Jung psychology, the mirror, the inner child. Dude, everybody's traumatized. So let's fucking talk about it. Fine. But quit acting like you're perfect. Dave, I met a billionaire that said fuck. But it's cool because like I catch myself and I do it normally. I swear a lot normally. It's my upbringing, it's my trade. I need to be better, sure. I don't swear in front of my kid. I swear too much in front of my kid. Once is enough, probably. You know, she doesn't go to school and get told fuck. Fine. But like, dude, you gotta be like realistically, it's like it's just the way it is. And it's crazy to think there's worse people out there than me. But the point in saying that is when I was talking to the one mom, I noticed that like after I said shit or something, it allowed her to like drop the veil, especially for women. Like when, you know, I know she probably thought I was handsome or something, which is dope. You know, she was beautiful, but like it's cool like when you have that like intersexual tension, right? When you're like attracted to somebody and everybody's like trying to be like, "Oh my god, my shirt's perfect." And then I show up, I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care if you like me. I don't care if you like me. If you don't like me, I am who I am, right?" But it's cool because you allow the other person to show you their flawed and broken selves as well. And I think us as people, we get so caught up in like the projection. You know, this is something I'm learning here. Like the ideal, you know, you romanticize with your imagination about what you think people are actually like. And it's because you're not saying fuck in front of each other that you don't really get to see like those flaws. You know, you dig deep enough, we're all ugly inside. I don't know why we're trying to play around with that. Nobody's really a good person at the end of the day. And, you know, like, hold on. We're all a good person until we don't have to be one. You know what I mean? I make the joke that construction trains you how to be a murderer. You lift heavy shit. I dig holes up in the ground. I fill them back in. I know how to use an extension ladder. I have a harness. I can fucking rope off the shit. Like they teach me, like you have all the makings of a criminal. The only thing that keeps it in check is my willpower of my morality and my discipline of self. But everybody has those cracks. You know what I mean? Like when your life's on the line, you'll be surprised how shitty of a person you can be. I got an argument with a coworker today because he wasn't roped off on a roof. I looked at him, I was like, dude, put a fucking rope on before you kill somebody. Because I've fallen off a roof and I'm not going to be killed because of some idiot. You know what? And I'll beat you up over it. I will fight you on that any day. You're not going to take my life because you're an idiot. I'm not doing that.
Man,
Now,
looking back
my
when I used
intention
to do
was,
roofing was man, we did some crazy shit looking back.
yeah, my intentions were good. I was trying to save our life and his life, but when it came down to the actual conflict, I had apologized. Like, sorry, man, I didn't mean to like, and he said sorry too. But this is back to the thing. This is something men understand with men because we have the threat of violence all the time with each other. I can't punch a girl in the face. I can. I want to, but I won't. I won't because I'm disciplined. You know, there's always a joke, you know, with men behind the scenes. You're not going to hear this on TV, but when you hear a woman get punched in the face, you're like, well, what'd she do to deserve it?
Yeah, Bill Burr had a thing about that with Chris Brown and Rihanna. He's like, really? The ass kicking just fell out of the sky. She's chat says, just to let you know, this is the most intelligent, fascinating show on the internet. Just saying.
Who said that? Mindy?
Your girl, Canadian.
You're dope. You're so dope. We should just do a meetup and just like fuck around. We'll have you on. We'll have you take it. That came off
Fine, we
wrong,
talked
but
about that. She's got a daughter who's in her teens.
19?
She's too old for you.
I'm kidding.
Brian.
Nobody's too old for me, David, except underage
Brian.
girls. I'm tired of it.
Get a rope says the back has a limit with heavy loads. The heart has a limit with heavy anger. Push past that limit, and there comes a breaking point where the heart can no longer physically bear the rage.
Look at this poetic son of a bitch, dude. The back has
Dude, I'm so torn
Say
on
it
Get a
again.
Rope. I don't know who he is or what his story is.
Age, sex, location. Where?
Yeah.
Do you remember chat rooms, dude? Age, sex, location, dude, was good shit. Yes, they really let us on the internet, right? Like without fucking parental guidance. You get diddled like a fucking.
Really should not have.
It's crazy. We were animals, man. Our grandparents didn't give a fuck. Our parents didn't give a fuck. They're like, just blowing a cigarette right in your face. Just come home when the streetlights are on.
Well,
Smoking in the car with the windows rolled up.
speaking of the heart having a limit on rage, Ben Shapiro, this seems relevant to what we're talking about today.
I fucking hate red pill
Well, you
Satan.
didn't even hear what he had to say yet.
Is this a Jewish? Yeah, of course it's a Jewish fucking festival. I'll wait to be anti-Semite, David.
Yeah, you don't even know what he had to say. What if it's a good thing?
If you listen to Nick Fuentes, you are likely to be a loser. He is a loser. He is a basement-dwelling, ridiculous loser who spends his days ranting on the internet to a bunch of other basement dwellers. Don't be one of those people. You don't have to be that. You can actually go get a job. You can get married. You can have a girlfriend. You can actually, make something of yourself in this world. And it was really funny. There was one point where actually Tucker made some sort of disparaging reference to Fuentes about this when he was doing an interview with another delightful person, Candace Owens. And in the middle of this interview, he sort of made a disparaging remark about Fuentes. And Fuentes went right back at him and said, you're insulting the basement dwellers, Tucker. Those are your people. Like you said they were your people, but actually you scorn them. Here's the thing. Nobody should scorn people who are unsuccessful in life when they don't know better. But it's our job to teach them to know better. Right? It is not good. If you listen to Nick Fuentes, there is no way your life gets markedly better. In fact, it gets markedly worse. If you listen to the life prescriptions of Andrew Tate, your life will get worse, not better. You will end up alone, joyless, with no purpose in life. You will end up not being very wealthy. You'll have made him wealthy by giving him your money, by being grifted upon.
Never gave him a cent.
And if we don't make that aggressive case on behalf of our own values, and yes, against those values, and not in a shy way, then we deserve to lose.
Ben Shapiro, he's such a basement dweller. Is that why you commented something on him when he had like 300 followers?
He retweeted him 1,000 followers. Under 1,000, I think he said.
He was retweeted. You cared about the opinion of a basement dweller then? You only care because he has influence. Doesn't matter if it's basement dwellers. Why are they basement dwellers, David?
The proles.
Ben Shapiro told you to move. He told you to move. He can't afford to leave his fucking mom's house, asshole. That's why he goes to Tate. Tate's the only one telling you, hey, man, fuck the system, make your own. Tate, the best thing I ever got from Tate, the most craziest thing he ever said. Why would I allow my mind to speak anything but power to myself? Why would I not believe I'm a God on earth? First of all, the Bible says I'm made in the image of God. I am a God. We're all gods. But it's only Ben Shapiro telling you to kneel and kiss the feet of fucking whoever. Meanwhile, Ben Shapiro got rich off all his subscribers.
And off Candace Owens.
Especially off Candace Owens. Black woman conservative. He marketed that. He marketed her. And then what, you're going to stand there and say you made her and she didn't work super hard? You fucking faggot. You fucking faggot, Ben Shapiro. You get pegged by your wife. God, I hate that guy. How come he couldn't get shot? Huh? I'm not wishing death, but you took the nice guy. Ben Shapiro's a dirtball. He's the first one to sell you on his shit. To tell you you're not going to get any better. Dude, you told me to vote for a guy that fucked the country up. You're still talking. You're still talking like we could save the country from fucking Mark Zuckerberg. They're building robot gods in real time. We're done. It's done. It's fucking done. They eat the deal. You're not even allowed to have competition in AI. What the fuck does that tell you? There's a movie. Is it called Tucker? Why can't I not think of the guy's name? Who's the guy that the big three went after because he made better cars and he had to make 100 cars in a year or something? Look it up. Tucker movie. It's about That's where safety glass came from, David. Laminated safety glass. That's where seatbelts came from. He actually had a third headlight in the middle of the car that was linked to your steering wheel that as you would turn, it would see around corners for you.
Tucker, the man in his dream?
There it is. Read the synopsis. This is great. I watched this in college when I was in, I'm sorry, technical college because it's not educated. I could have got a bachelor's degree. I chose not to.
By Francis Ford Coppola, an executive produced by George Lucas, released on August 12th, 1988.
I didn't know George Lucas produced a movie. That's pretty dope.
Quick plot summary. Set in post-World War II America, Preston Tucker Bridges is a charismatic dreamer and a former engineer who made his name with wartime innovations like the Tucker turret gun sight. Inspired by returning soldiers craving better cars, he sketches a futuristic vehicle packed ahead of its time with features panoramic windshield, pop-out safety windows, disc brakes, fuel injection, and a center headlight that swivels with the steering wheel. With the help of his loyal family engineer Alex Tremolis and business partner Abe Karatz, Tucker raises money through stock sales and builds a factory. But as production ramps up to 51 cars, he faces a lawsuit, SEC investigations for alleged fraud, and ruthless opposition from Detroit's giants who see him as a threat to the monopoly. The movie culminates in a courtroom battle that questions whether one man's ingenuity can survive the system.
And the answer was no. That's why nobody knows about him. Because they took all of those designs and they now are in everybody's car. Everybody has a seatbelt because of Tucker. He got it from aviation. Because there's seatbelts in airplanes before they were in cars.
Interesting.
There's no competition in AI, but Sam Alton, Zuckerberg, Google. Dude, they're building an Amazon building the size of a small Manhattan that's ran on Tesla batteries. You don't think Elon got the government contract when he joined fucking Trump's team? Dave, you're so right. I didn't even think You're so right with like the beginning of the show, how you said, like, if you want to go talk, like, if you want to know who to go vote for or what DA to vote for or what tax policy is going to be best, there's other shows. And it's fucking douchebag Ben Shapiro's show. And, you know, I don't know if the Young Turks are a thing but I mean, it's only, I said it before, our peers, Candace, Tucker, Nick Fuentes to some degree, Tate, Alex, like the whole enchilada, looking at the wide picture. You guys are fighting over tax policy while they're poisoning your food and water on purpose. And you used to be able to dismiss it as conspiracy, Ben Shapiro. But when enough let me ask you this, when enough people believe a conspiracy is real, is it a conspiracy anymore? Obviously not. Even if it's not true or not. Thing that woke Tucker up was the conspiracy about Obama spying on him. Then he had to question everything. And I always said, I kind of like mocked Tucker at first, but I was like, that's what woke you up? That was it, Tucker?
Yeah, that's pretty minor compared to some of the stuff we talk about.
Yeah, and now he's doing documentaries on 9/11 being an inside job. They'd never do that. They would never kill JFK, David. It was a magic bullet. Think JFK said fuck when he was clutching his stomach, when he's bleeding all over his wife and his brain got blown out the back of his skull? Now, I'm not saying JFK.
In front of his skull, Ryan.
I'm not saying JFK. Well, how did it fall out the back of the car, David?
Well, because the car was moving forward. It's propulsion.
30 miles an hour is enough to change the trajectory of 1,000 feet per second bullet.
Yeah, well, it fell out. It fell out the entry wound. And actually, the acceleration, because I think the driver heard the gunshot, the acceleration is what caused his head to go back into the left.
And then it somehow got buried in the front seat of the car in his chief of staff or whoever it was.
Yeah, well, he probably hit brakes or,
So it's the bullet kept going and he stopped.
Yeah, well, he was probably trying to dodge it.
The Coriolis effect of the Earth put him back at time. I love I call Ben Shapiro a faggot. It's so good. I haven't done that in a while. It's probably hate speech, so ban
It's like
me.
a good cry. It makes you feel better, right?
Oh God, I hate him. I wouldn't get violent with Ben Shapiro, but I would love to meet him and just call him out for just you fucking weak
I don't
little
think I
piece
could
of shit.
get physically violent with Ben. I would feel bad. Like, he's not a.
The Nick Fuentes thing bothers me. Okay, I sent Dave a screenshot. Tucker Carlson had on Nikki Haley's son or something.
What?
And I'll just pull it up. Yeah, am I still on I'm still on cam here?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta find my screenshots. He had on Nikki Haley's son here. Screenshots.
What does Nikki Haley's son do?
I didn't even know
Is
she
he
had
just
a son.
Nikki Haley's son?
I'll just read it, David. Hold the fuck on. Ted Cruz kept searing about Nick Fuentes and his Nazis followers, but who created them? People like Ted Cruz, Nikki Haley's son, Nalin.
I'd be nailing Nikki if. Yeah,
I didn't watch the podcast because Tucker's dope, and if you guys want to get that side of the shit, that's fine. But that's what I said about Nick Fuentes. There's people like Ben Shapiro, people that told you to just shut up and go to work, and it's a conspiracy. Those people have to go somewhere.
No, they're just supposed to completely change everything about
just
themselves.
Move. You're just supposed to move. Basement was he was in college and they ruined his life. That's why he can't have a girlfriend. Did you guys even listen? Did you listen to his life? He was like 20 years old. They told him, they basically expelled him and he wasn't allowed to do anything. No wonder he's a racist. He saw black people and women get jobs before him or get selected for scholarships before him. When he felt he was, Tim. Did you ever hear the truth about Tim McVeigh? That guy just wanted to be a mail carrier, David. Did you know that? Look up the book about Timothy McVeigh and about how it's like a sympathizer book, people called it. But he wanted to be a fucking mail carrier, okay? And they wouldn't let him. Even though he scored higher on some of the testing, he was more physically fit, but they would pick blacks and women over him because they had spots to fill for fucking whatever criteria. And he said, you know what? I have had a fucking enough.
Ryan, AI says the idea that he wanted to be a postal worker was exaggerated or misunderstood.
Really? They wrote a whole book about it, huh?
Partly because of the 1990s stereotype of disgruntled postal workers. In reality, it was short-lived, half-hearted attempt to find employment. That's part of the Tim McVeigh story.
They're even dismissing a guy that oh my.
That's part of the Tim McVeigh story that never checked out, though. They're like, the guy was unemployed, but he was bouncing from hotel room to hotel room for years, loaded up a U-Haul truck full of fertilizer. All these things cost money. Drove to a building on his own after he loaded it all up himself, I guess, and then blew up the building. Multiple reports. Dude, we could do the Tim McVeigh thing because it's fucking crazy someday. Multiple reports where there was another man with him. No one ever. Well, the FBI just stopped looking, and we just stopped looking. You stopped looking for the guy who was with the terrorist. Really,
there was a rumor that he was MK Ultra, David. He would say that they're brainwashing me.
There were deaths tied. One of his cellmates died in a mysterious way, and certainly, I'm sure it was suicide. Probably.
Sure, they had a camera that wasn't working. That's working, and we're gonna reenact it and say we didn't alter the fucking video. Fuck! God damn it!
Oops. Dude, the Tim McVeigh thing. If you start looking into it, man, how could you not be a conspiracy theorist? Here's the thing with conspiracy theories, man. The people who really look into this stuff. What it takes, I'm going to be honest, as somebody who I wouldn't consider myself a conspiracy theorist by any means, but dude, here's the thing. I just live in a world of logic and reality, and like when you start telling me stuff, if stuff doesn't check out, I'm turning it off. Like I stop believing your story. Dude, like the we could talk about, remember
Trust your
that
senses, right?
Sam Altman, I think it was Sam Altman was talking about like the guy that used to work for OpenAI, and right, the the camera to the building didn't work, the
Or the
camera in the
DoorDash.
elevator didn't work. He got shot in the back of the head, execution style, twice, and they said he bled in multiple rooms, and they said it was a suicide. His mom said he wasn't suicidal. I get it. People don't know. People are suicidal all the time. He made future plans. He was going to future court dates and trials. He had
He ordered
vacations
DoorDash.
planned. He ordered DoorDash just because he wanted to eat good food one last time before he shot himself in the back of the head twice.
No,
Dude, there's
no. Wealthy.
way. There's no way a logical thinking person hears the story, the narrative on any of this stuff and is just like, yep, totally checks out. You don't have to know the answer, but you got to understand that being skeptical should be human nature. When was being skeptical like suddenly not okay? Conspiracy theorists?
Fear's a powerful motivator to shut the fuck up, David.
Dude, your story doesn't make sense. Of course I'm skeptical.
I would say the conspiracy theorist label is no different than like evolutionary biology when you're walking along and you hear rustling in the trees and you don't know if it's a tiger or a rabbit. It's better to err on the side of caution that it's a rabbit instead of a tiger. So you run away. It's the canary in the coal mine. You said something, but I forgot what I was going to say. It was another. Oh, Rogan. You know Rogan's going to church, right?
Yeah, we talked about this. This was like kind of like the final coming of Rogan. Like this was the last thing he needed was oh no.
You know how you told your story about your little statues that I told you to go burn?
Yeah.
Rogan had a spiritual encounter. I got goosebumps right now from this. Rogan had a very weird dream, he said. And it woke him up out of the dead of the night. And he felt it was like spiritual. Shane Gillis also had like sleep paralysis. That was like outside of his body. And he felt like he got visited.
Oh.
Yeah, you got I just got him again too, huh?
Yeah, that's
yeah. And Joe had on a guy that said that his whole house was locked, everything. And he felt something. The door was closed in his bedroom. He felt somebody in his room. He woke up out of a cold sleep, and something was grabbing his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "I'm just going to stand up and fight this guy." And he stood up. Nobody was there. Just as he was about to stand up, they let go or something.
Dude, can I tell you
the story?
I'm not going to say I've had that like exact thing happen.
They're coming for him.
Dude,
just
I
like
have to.
Candace, they're coming for her. She believes in Almighty. You think she went to Catholic for no fucking reason? It's the most extreme form of Christianity for no reason. They're coming for these people. I've seen the devil. I asked God to show me the devil, and I told him to go fuck himself. I know they're coming for me. I know there's demons and I know. I fucking know. Here they are. They might be people. They might get into Kanye. They might be the Kardashians. You don't know. They might be Elon. For all we know, they are reptilian looking. They are aliens from inner dimensions. I got to trust the Pentagon. The White House has lied about everything. They didn't cover up UFOs. They didn't cover it up. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and we could touch on this and kind of go, but like, if someone's never had an experience like you described, where someone's like, I could just, without getting into all the specifics and stuff, I could just say, dude, be in a room where you're by yourself and not feel by yourself. And it's a weird, undescribable. It's that's why I got chills when you said that, because I've been in that feeling before, dude. Knowing that no one's around, but feeling that someone's around is a fucking wild feeling.
And it's so instinctual that you know it, but you just can't describe. Words aren't good enough. That's why you just get goosebumps. I looked up why you get goosebumps scientifically. They don't have a reason. There's multiple facets. It's cold. It's this or that.
Those are like hiccups. Hiccups, I think there's no scientific reason it happens. They just do.
You know, it doesn't sound very intellectual.
Oh,
I've told you guys I always personally feel spiritual when my ears ring and I get goosebumps. And normally it's the ears ringing first. And I think that's because my superpower is my voice. So it would naturally mean that they speak to me through my ears. But goosebumps is also a telltale sign. Yeah, the idea that you can be alone and not feel alone is crazy. It also makes me wonder if you can summon them. Like your energy is a source that they're drawn
would,
to.
you got to think there's a way to control. It's just, how do you?
Pray.
I don't know. I don't know if that's, maybe, but I think there's religious people who will never feel some of the things I felt.
100%. But that's it. They're just religious. They're not spiritual, right? And I know I'm just conflating words, but it's kind of like the opposite. That there's spiritual people out there that are just like the energy, and you know what? They probably literally are running on just energy. You think like Jesus was like a monk, dude. Like that guy went and practiced all over Egypt on all the ancient knowledge, and probably was into hermetics and medicines and herb knowledge and meditation. He guy probably could fucking levitate a fucking tea leaf, dude. He turned water into wine. I don't think he just dropped some tablets in there and ate some mushrooms like fucking some people think. There's no way. Not that it's not possible, because the thick, scary and fucking mushroom and the cap and I get it. But we're born spiritual. So that's why this place is a test. That's why this shit ain't real. It's a figment of your imagination. You're here to get tested on your faith. I'm not even going to say that I'm a good Christian, or I ain't even going to play like I can. I'm not even going to play around like I am. But I do know that this place is a test. And maybe it takes a very disagreeable person to fight back against the most evil shit to ever exist. Because I am not okay with being replaced. I'm not okay with being a global slave. I'm not okay with them murdering my family and friends and poisoning my environment. It literally bothers me. I probably lose muscle mass stressing out about fucking the water. I buy cotton clothes because polyester lowers my testosterone. People laugh at me while they're getting fat and can't see their dick in the shower. My dad's broken, has addiction issues. I have family with no teeth. They can't keep their tongue in their mouth. But I'm the one that has to calm down. I'm the one that has to stop swearing when I've watched this world destroy everything that I've ever fucking loved. And what? Because I have words that people don't agree with, because I have muscles that make people scared, because my anger and rage make people upset and nervous that I'm going to hurt them. I have to water myself down. The world has watered you down. My reaction, Dave's reaction, I know Dave's the more composed one, like he said. My reaction should be a normal response, evolutionary, to these people trying to fuck you over and replace you. I told you guys I talk to ChatGPT every day to try to better understand a thing. And I know that thing's lying to me. I know it's lying to me. We're all addicted to a screen. And look, even if you don't do your FaceTime, You go to work and you're staring at a screen. That's still the addiction. You're still getting your dopamine fucked with at work when you're behind a computer screen. Like, think about it. It's blue light. It's fucking literally a bug zapper. Same hypnotic state as a bug zapper. That's why you feel tired after looking at a screen all day. It puts your brain into low REM sleep. Biologically, they could prove it on an MRI machine. So, I'll say fuck tomorrow to start the podcast. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast. The only podcast in human history that has any intelligence. Thank you, Andy. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Thanks, chat.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.